So we'll break down the main part of this. Now what I want you to focus on is just having a D chord formed most of the time. And it's going to revolve around that area on the fretboard, okay? So strum a D chord. And then on my tab there, I've got a down, up, down, just on the 3 skinny strings after that on the D chord. So together that would be. Bear in mind, when you see things like this in a tab, they're just a guide. You don't have to worry about getting every single little bit in there, okay? Unless you want to obsessively learn it exactly, then you kind of have to listen to the song and work some bits out on your own. But for this, you're basically just playing around with a D chord there. Keep that shape formed, okay? Don't lift anything off, but we're going to need the little finger here. So what you're doing now is playing the middle strings on the guitar, the open 4th and 3rd string, to get this tiny little chord, and it's just using that note there with your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. But you've just got the D chord formed. And you do what's called a hammer on with this little finger on the 4th fret relative to the capo of the 3rd string. So that's all you got to get going for now. So a hammer on is when you don't pick that note, you're going to just slam the finger down rather fast and the note kind of pops out. So that's what you want to get going first. So if you cannot do that yet, don't go on any further, just get that. So after you've hammered on the little finger, just take it off and play those middle 2 strings again, and the only notes that are going to be sounding out are the open 4th and the 2nd there on the 3rd string. And then play the open 2 middle strings. Now these guys are sitting there the whole time, but we're not using them, okay? That's important. Just leave them stuck there because they're going to help for something in a minute, but you're not actually making contact with those strings. So that's the next little bit to get going. Next part, we need that little finger again, so go to the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th string, 4th fret, leave those guys there, you don't need the 1st finger now, and with this kind of awkward open 3rd string in amongst that shape. And that's called a D add 11, okay, which is not too important at the minute, but it's kind of like a different version of a D chord. So pick that 4th fret there on the 4th string and then give it a down, up, down on that newly formed chord shape. Now keep everything where it is, but get rid of the little finger. You're going to need the 1st finger over here at fret 2 of the 4th string to play this little lick here. So keep those guys stuck there. 1st finger plays 2nd fret of the 4th string. Then go to open 3rd string. Little finger back to the 4th fret of that 4th string. And then open 3rd string. And you can really hear the song in that bit. It's like a little finger exercise type thing whilst you've got these guys planted. There's just no real point in lifting these, okay? I find it's better to teach people this song when you're just thinking about revolving around a D chord. It seems to make much more sense to people. So you'd be happy to know that's probably all the trickiest bits of the song done. So I'll put together everything we've done so far. Next part, you've your D chord formed again. Pick the open 4th string, then a down up on the 3 skinny strings, and then we're going to add this little lick here. Open 5th string, 3rd fret of that string with your middle finger. Just leave this 3rd finger sitting there, by the way. 1st finger's not involved at the minute. And then just keep that planted and pick the open G string. Lift that middle finger off. 1st finger goes to 2nd fret of the 5th string now. And then an open 5th string. So that's the next little lick you want to get going. I'm going to put that all together now. And then that shows you how it ends. We're just back to a D chord. So you're picking open A string. Then again, try and focus on just strumming the highest 3 strings. That's a down, up, down. Then open 4th string. And then the highest 3 strings with a down, up, down. So this bar then goes like this. Now that takes care of all those picking parts in the song. The rest of it isn't too bad with just kind of some normal chords and strumming. So the choruses go like this. So the strumming there is like this. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. That's all the parts of the song done. It's not very long, but the picking part is rather challenging to get it down and to be able to be accurate and not be messy, so it's going to take some time to get that down. What I urge you to practice as well is the transition between the picking parts and the strumming parts, because when you're strumming, you know, you're hitting 4, 5, 6 strings over here. The accuracy isn't the same as when you're picking out individual strings. So you've got to learn to go between those big strumming parts and then go back to the riffs and being accurate with your picking hand.